I was cooking crack in his trailer and I was living my best life. So I called him and he came and picked me up. He brought me a McChicken, brought
Oh,
me my dope. I was like, this is like really romantic, especially in the psych unit. They were like, yo, can you chill the fuck out? It's like, yo, I'm saying I'm just an addict.
Welcome to The Recovery Idiot. Please like and subscribe and visit therecoveryidiot.com. Your one-stop shop for all the recovery idiot shit. Please follow us on all the social mediases. The following contains explicit language and situations that some might find unsettling. Viewer discretion is advised, and all alleged crimes did not occur, so don't snitch.
my name is Leroy. I'm a professional idiot, and I have a very good friend named Shirley, and she's actually head of HR over at Recovery Idiot Industries. And
Period.
she is one of the most disturbed people I know. I mean, not disturbed bad, but she's very wild. Like, I've never had a friend like her. I haven't had guy friends like her. Like, she's just off the chain. And she says that about you. So it sounds like you're going to be a very interesting person to talk to. But that's how I know you. I know you from her, and I don't think any of her friends are normal. So who
Yeah.
are you?
I'm Tay. I'm an addict. I wouldn't say recovered addict because I'm not recovered. I'm in recovery. It's like a never-ending process because
One of those things old timers argue about in meetings. Can say whatever you
yeah,
want.
you can say whatever you want, but truthfully, I have to like to know that I'm not fully recovered or like I'll go like shoot up. So
So where are you from?
I am from Miami, Florida. I am
You were
made in
actually
state.
in Florida.
Yeah, I was
That
born in
never
Miami.
happens.
Really?
Nobody from here in Martin County or St. Lucie County was born in Florida.
But
Everyone's in.
I'm not there.
That's true. Miami is a different world.
Yeah, I was born and raised. I was conceived in Miami-Dade, you know?
So
And
speaking of, you're from Miami, so you're obviously not white. What is your nationality? What is your background?
so my dad is Cuban, my mom is Haitian and Lebanese, and I'm a mix.
So you understand why you're crazy.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That
I
is a
got like the
combination.
craziest.
There's a combination you only find in Florida because there's not Haitians in like a lot of other states. That's like a Florida thing. And
Right.
Cubans, there are obviously more of them in Florida than anywhere else. This is
It's
an
a super
interesting
Miami
mix.
mix.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm from Miami. I grew up with a good family. Like I had a really good childhood. I can't even really complain about it. My parents like taught me right from wrong. They were super chill though, and I think that's kind of where it went wrong. They were kind of like, okay, like we taught her well, like she could make her own decisions. Everything was great until I was able to make my own decisions. When I was like 12, I was already smoking weed, but I was smoking weed with my dad. Allegedly. He works in corporate, so allegedly. And so it was super normalized. Like we all would smoke weed, whatever. Like they thought, oh, at least she's doing it here. Like, okay, cool. Then I was taking Xanax in school. Like I love the whole autopilot. Like let me
This
not
is
be in
at
control.
12.
Yeah, at 12.
Oh my God.
End of 11, 12. Yeah, like that's when it was. And I like loved Xans. And like my parents kind of could tell something was off. Like I would be just barred the fuck out, like falling everywhere. Like I was like, it was gross. I was like 12. And I didn't know how to like hang at all. They were kind of like, ugh, ew. But okay. From there, like it just kind of took off where I was like smoking weed and then I was doing bars. And then when I was doing bars, like anything went. So I would try like MDMA and it was like I was always on something, just not the same thing every day.
That's what drug addicts do. I didn't do the same thing 2 days in a row, therefore I was normal. I did something every day in a row for 17 years, but I didn't do the same thing every day.
Exactly. So in my head, I'm like, there's no dependency, so it's fine. Like that's that junkie shit. Like I can do something new every day.
Mm.
And then when I was around 14, that's when like I started doing a lot of psychedelics. And I was like, oh my God, like I just want to open my mind and I want to have a spiritual awakening. And honestly, on a lot of times I did. Like that's the truth. Like I just wanted to escape myself. Like looking back, I really just wanted to escape myself. And I remember doing DMT and doing all these things and having these like crazy experiences that like you only hear about like in movies and shit. So I was like, cool, like I'm living the fucking life. Like this is what life's about. Acid giggles in the pool at 4 a.m. and your mom coming out being like, they're gonna call the fucking cops on you. You know, like that was like my happy place at the time. So then from there, I'm like around like 17, 18, and I fell in love I fell in love and he was a heroin addict and I was like, he's the one. That's the one. I want to change him. I want to save him. I just want to, you know. And I mean, I had like I kind of grew up like around like drug dealers and stuff. Like my whole high school I dated a drug dealer, but he wasn't an addict. Like he still is not an addict. It was just he was more in like the selling and stuff. So I kind of already liked the lifestyle. But then I at that point when I was like 18, I fell in love with the addict and I was like, yes, this is the one. And he was like, I love that like you can have fun, like clean. And when what he meant by clean was like not on like shooting up. I wasn't clean. I was just on everything else but that. Through him, I started doing blues. But he would be like, just don't do dope and you're okay. Like just keep it up. Blues. And I was like, hell yeah. Little by little went from popping to snorting to smoking to shooting, you know? And I slowly turned into him. Like I wanted to save him so bad that I became him. It was fucking crazy. It was like a really wild ride because I don't know, like I've met a lot of women that got hooked on like their drug of choice through like a man or vice versa, like with a woman, because it's like those are like the easiest hostages to take, like a romantic partner. And then like fast forward, he died on my birthday of an overdose.
Wow. What a shitty birthday present.
That's what I say. I'm like, he ruined my birthday. He couldn't even give me that. Like, what a shitty gift.
Oh my God. How old was he and how old were you?
So he was like 23 and I was turning, I think 21. I was just turning 21. It was sad. But the beautiful thing is my clean date now is his birthday. So it's like his life ended on my birthday, but like mine began on his in a way. But after that, I went through the craziest run of my life. It was like stripping, tricking, robbing, fucking every drug dealer I could. You see like those older women on the street that are washed up already and stuff. And it's like, oh, like they look at you like, damn, I remember when I was like you. And it's like, you're the new one that everyone's like, damn, I want that. It's a matter of time before it's not you anymore, you know?
Where would I be today? I'd be so successful if I could have had sex with drug dealers. Like that would have made life so much easier. Well, I'd be dead, but I'd be
I've heard
really,
of many men that did.
no, in Miami.
Maybe. There's a lot of rumors going around in the streets of Miami about these
I've
plugs.
never had that option.
But
People
would
want to,
you?
okay, people want to fight for equal rights. Okay. If we're going to have equal rights, then I should be able to have sex for drugs as easily as a woman can.
True.
Only then will we have equality.
You know, I'm not really a huge advocate on equality in terms of like feminism and stuff. Like I don't think women should have to work. I don't. I think men should pay for everything and we should do whatever we want and like frolic in meadows and shit.
Okay, that's a platform you could probably get people behind. You should run for office.
I should.
So the stripping, any highlights from stripping? How long did that career last?
That lasted. So I've stripped in many counties. And
Oh,
it was over the course of probably like 2.5 years because then, which brings me to the next part, after I was like stripping and tricking and all of that, and I still was tricking, get me wrong, but I got involved with this drug dealer. He was like a huge drug dealer in Hialeah, and I was like, oh my God, like, yes, love him. He was giving me like whatever I wanted. Like I would have like half a bag left. I'd stick it in my bra. He'd give me another one thinking I finished it already. And then by the time I went home, I'd pull my bra out and all the bags would fall. And I'd be like, this is what life's about. It's like fucking Christmas morning, you know?
that is an amazing dream. Oh my God.
Oh, it's amazing. Wow.
It's the worst thing in the world and the best thing in the world at the same time.
But that's when I stopped stripping. That's why I bring this up. It's because when I got with him, I didn't need to. He also let me do whatever I want because he had a girlfriend. So it was kind of like, hang out with me all day. I'm going to get you fucking high. And then when it's like 9:30 p.m., you got to go. I'm going to make sure you get somewhere safely. And I'm going to give you enough dope till when I see you tomorrow. So it was great. I was like, fuck yeah. Like, give me my shit. Go do what you need to do.
I wish more women supported this way of life. The world would be a better place.
You just got to do what you got to do. And the thing is, when you're young, this sounds so terrible, but when you're a young woman on drugs and you're fine,
Oh, yeah.
those are the times you got to go. Like, you got to do that now.
And that only happens once in a lifetime. So you better
It's
use
true.
up that card before you're a 60-year-old woman at an AA meeting and nobody wants to touch you.
Or you ran too hard and by 32, you already look like you're 60 years old. You know, like you got to like play it smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's sad, but it's true. And then he went to prison after like a year. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Because I have like this like 5K a day of fentanyl addiction. And then I kept crashing my car. So I started doing like crack and then started shooting
Well,
speedballs and stuff.
the thing is, when you're doing that much fentanyl or heroin, you need to wake up a bit.
Right.
So it's just like a normal progression that you add crack. Because personally, I never liked smoking crack, but I love shooting it up. I would be really high and start getting a little tired, like nodding too much. $120 rock did the trick. And then my ears are ringing and I'm ready to go. I'm wide
Your
awake.
tongue is limp. It's like amazing. What? I would never, like, now that I'm clean, like, I don't think about, like, damn, I want to go smoke crack right now. But like,
No.
if I were to go do dope, like, I'd be like, damn, like, I could do some crack right now.
I absolutely, but I think
You know?
about the times sitting in my work van waiting for someone to pull up to buy something, allegedly give someone this for this and vice versa. Get boring sitting there for an hour. So shoot up a rock to wake up. Ears would ring and my face would start twitching so bad that in my brain, I know I'm like one little tiny bit away from dying of a heart attack or a stroke. Like I can feel it. And then obviously I do it again. But I think about that today, I would die instantly if I did that today. I don't know how I survived all those times shooting up that much coke.
Right. Or like the anxiety that it's like in that moment, like that it like uppers brain. It's like, yeah, this feels so good. Let me do it again. But it's like now if I like drink too much coffee, which I'm over caffeinated all the time. But when you get to that point where you're like, oh, okay, like
this is too much.
This is too much. Like now I'm like, oh fuck, what? But the amount of stimulants I used to do were out of control. Like
I think it's the combination. The opiates would balance out the stimulants.
what I learned is if you're ever dope sick and you want it and you don't have like a sub or something and like you're like waiting for the reup or something, just smoke a little bit of meth and it takes away the withdrawals. It does. It literally does.
I never did that.
No, it works.
I could see how it would work.
And then every time you feel like restless again, just take another one and it goes away.
That's the medicinal meth we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I remember specifically this one time I told my wife I was working overnight, which I never actually did, but I was out all night and I'm in Palm Beach and I'm in Walgreens buying a bottle of vinegar at like 2:30 in the morning so I can dissolve my crack and shoot it up.
Right.
And the woman is looking at me like, must be cooking something special. And I was like, what? Like, the vinegar. She thought I was like buying it to cook or something.
To cook, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, my wife needs it. I don't ask any questions. I thought I looked completely normal in them days. Just living life thinking nobody knows what I look like. And
everyone could tell.
Yes, I was buying vinegar at 2:30 in the morning in Palm Beach. That wasn't normal.
Right. Or like buying a pack of straws, foil, and a fucking lighter. People are like, okay.
Well, I used to steal all that stuff, so I didn't have to worry about that. But then when I was on felony probation, I had to, be careful. So I would actually pay for the vinegar.
That's what I did on probation too.
And then I would stop and clean myself out right before the drug test. That's a whole other adventure.
Oh, yeah. I have a few stories about that too.
So you're crashing cars, you're smoking crack to wake up.
Oh, yeah. And then at this point, because he's in there, he's like, okay, I'm like going to Overtown. I'm like, now I'm like under the bridge. I'm like, all right, like I need my shit. And I was crazy. I guess every woman has like their red hair phase. Like Shirley's in it right now. Like when you're just like wildin'. Like that was me in addition at that point. And my hair was like fire truck red. I was always in a sports bra and tiny shorts walking down in Overtown under the bridge. And everyone was like, hey, Tay, hey. And everyone's like, yo, like this is pretty sketchy. I would bring people like guys with me like that wanted to cop and they'd be like, yo, you're not like worried about walking through here? I'm like, for what? No. And he's like,
it's like famously one of the most dangerous places in America. Like Grand Theft Auto is based on that area. And
I know, but I felt so safe there. And like everyone like loves me.
Oh,
they're the best people.
Yes, if you're an all-star in the neighborhood, I guess you get a pass.
That's what I'm saying. I guess like the hood loves you, then you're okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not walking through Overtown. And
I know the guys get treated really bad there.
Guys, see, that's more equality. Like I should be able to go in the hood and buy drugs without being harassed.
You really should. You shouldn't be robbed for a toothbrush walking under the bridge in Overtown. It's true.
A guy I know, he ends up going to Overtown, gets shot in the stomach because he was buying drugs and got robbed.
That's what happens. It's a lot.
And then he actually got arrested. He got shot and they still arrested him afterwards because they found shit in his truck.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope.
He gets shot and the first thing they think is, let's search his truck.
He's a white guy.
That's the problem. He's white in Overtown. That's terrible. Is he okay?
I don't know. We lost touch. He survived.
Should we Google him?
I don't remember his full name. I know his wife was pissed.
She was pissed. I fucking bet.
I ran from all those people. That's a whole, oh my God. That's a chapter of my life I'm not proud of.
I would love to hear about it.
Well, one day Shirley's going to ask me about the times I prostituted myself for Adderall and Xanax. So when that video comes out, you'll learn about it.
Leroy, you just said that you wish you could have prostituted yourself for drugs, and now you're telling me that you did?
Because it was like little baby prostitution, women for their pills. Like, it's not the same. Like,
I'm sorry. When I was using, there was no motherfucker that I would let prostitute themselves to me for my drugs. That was the last thing I was gonna do.
well, these were like normal, okay, normal's not the word, but they were like normal citizens. They weren't drug addicts. They weren't
Oh,
in
they just had the
addiction.
script.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, you need some? No problem," because addiction wasn't a thing in their world. So they were like, "Oh, you like these? Yeah, take some." Oh, that's one thing in life I do feel dirty about. You know how some people want to like talk dirty to me and like say this and that. Her talking dirty was like, "Tell me you love me."
Oh.
I know it's sad. But at the
It's
same
sad, but
time,
it's like, how are you supposed to stay hard for that?
she was such a horrible person.
Like, that's what you do, like, on your wedding night.
That's what she wanted. I came down here to pretend to be a husband. Like that was my biggest prostitution when I came down in 2000.
You were an emotional slut.
Oh my God. She was,
I
because
was
it wasn't working out because this bitch was crazy. And she told me she was going to call the cops because I was an emotional terrorist because I withheld love from her.
She's like, you're holding my love hostage.
That's how crazy this bitch was.
Oh my God. I feel like I'd get along with her. I really do.
Okay. Anyway, no one's going to see that. So under the bridge.
Why?
Underneath the bridge downtown in Overtown.
Yeah, so then, that was happening. And I started selling drugs. It was because I was good with the plugs. And the and it was just everything was working out. I was like, cool, like I can have my fent and I could sell the brown, and it was cool. I could cut it with the little like the nutritional cut you use, tastes good, all that. And I was like living life, I was also like, I was a hustler when I was using. Like I would get jobs that like no one could understand how I got them. Like I was like that bitch. Like it was like, how are you working there? Like how did they hire you looking like that? I would work at I worked at the Versace mansion using with bruises on my arms. I worked at like this rooftop bar in downtown Miami. I remember I would put the plate down on the table and they would see the bruises and they'd be like, oh my God. And I'd be like, my baby daddy, he abuses me. I'm just trying to get out and like take my kids. And they'd be like, oh my God, I'll tip you everything. I was like, fuck yeah, give me it all. Which is really fucked up now that I'm saying it out loud. But like those are the things that, you gotta do. Things were going pretty well for me. My parents didn't understand like how I always made a way. My mom made me sign a contract that she was able to drug test me. So what I would do, I was gonna ask Shirley for her pee, but I didn't want to like fuck her shit up because I know that I'm very influential. So I didn't want her to like be like, oh, this looks fun, even though I looked a mess. I would get other people's pee. I would put a little bottle, like those little bottles of like shampoo. So I put the pee in there. I put aluminum foil with the rubber band. I put it up my cooch. I would keep it in there the whole drive home so it would be warm. And then my mom would sit in front of me. I'd put the cup under and I would poke with my pinky nail the foil and it would go psst.
That is fucking genius. Like,
it's amazing.
You are definitely destined for greatness.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't have a badge, but what I would do is I had a little bottle and it either had fake pee that you could get from the store, used to be able to, and I'd microwave it and then strap it to my ankle. And sometimes they would make you wait like 10, 15, 20 minutes. So I had to make it really hot. And I'd strap it to my ankle. Then when I would go in, I'd grab it in the hall and put it in my pants. And then when it's time to pee, I'd squeeze it out because there's a little tiny hole.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a little easier for women.
Yes, so much.
Oh again, God. Equality.
I know. I would still be working that job if I could have done that.
So ridiculous.
I would have partied so much harder on probation. Okay, these are notes written down for future lifetimes.
I know. I hope no one's like being like, oh yeah, I could totally relapse and get away with it in halfway as they're watching. Oh well.
No, if that's the case, they're gonna do it
anyway. They wanted
anyway.
to use anyway, right?
Yes.
So whatever. So then so I was going through that and my mom was like, the whole point of the contract was like, okay, if you could piss clean for X amount of time, like we will help you get a car. So like I had some money, they were like, we'll help you. So I was like, cool, that sounds great. So I kept pissing and I'd be nodding off while I'm pissing clean. She'd be like, what the fuck, bro?
You're a hard worker. You're tired.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I'm so tired. Like, I'm like yellow, like, you know, the dark circles. Like, it's just like, yo, you look crazy. Like, I'm nodding up, but my eyes are like this. Like, it was just, you know, the normal shit. Not so normal, but whatever. And then once I got the car, because, you know, they wanted to withhold like what they said, because they're like, we can't prove she's using, but she is. My mom was like, you need to do the geographical change. Like, we are moving you to Jacksonville, Florida. My mom
Oh,
was like, that'll be better for you.
absolutely.
If anyone knows about Jacksonville, Florida, there's way more drugs over there than like anything. Like, there's nothing else to do there. Within 2 days of living there, I already found a plug. I was cooking crack in his trailer, and I was living my best life. It was disgusting, and I was so comfortable in it. I was like, there we go. This is it. I'm on McLaughlin Street. Everything's good. And then I'm working at a liquor store because, again, I'm a hustler. I'm not the type to just get high in my car and like whatever. Like, I need to do everything at once. Like, I need to do everything at once. I met this Uber driver. He would drive me around so I wouldn't be high all the time. He was one of my tricks too.
So I lived in Jacksonville from 2007 to like 2013. It takes like seconds to find someone with drugs in Jacksonville. Like,
Oh yeah.
and then there's neighborhoods like Moncrief. You can just walk in and like people are coming to you with trays. Like, what would you like, sir?
On a silver platter. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? And I was living by myself.
Yeah, Jacksonville's just hood.
It
Like,
is.
it makes no sense because it's like a big city, like an East Coast city, but it's got like Southern gangster type shit. But then it's also just fucking hood everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know why, like, even me, like, before I went there, like, I had, like, this, like, false pretense of, like, what Jacksonville was. Like, I thought, oh, it's kind of like country
Hillbilly,
Florida,
redneck.
yeah, like, hillbilly redneck shit. Like, all right, cool. Like, maybe I'll just drink beer when I'm there. Cool. I go and I'm like, yo,
It's
I
like
have no one
Atlanta
telling me.
Junior.
Exactly, exactly. And I had nobody there to like hold me accountable for anything. So like my whole apartment at this point, it's like full of foil, full of everything. Like anything you think of, like Brillo everywhere. Like it was just disgusting. Like I wasn't there long enough to care. And it was just like I'd be there, shower, force myself to eat something, and then just go, keep going. I would work at the liquor store and be getting high the whole time. Then I'd get off and go to the trailer. And I thought I was having so much fun.
It probably was. It's just,
It was.
a downward spiral of fun that we don't see at the time.
Yeah, it's like a train wreck that it's like you can't stop watching. It's like that. And then that like for some reason got cut short because my lease, we thought it was a year and it ended up only being 6 months. So then I was only there 6 months. My parents were like, fuck no, 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 this is terrible. So then I ended up coming back to Miami to fucking with another plug. You know, it's just how it had to be. Everything was just getting really crazy. I remember I was going to this trap every day in like Little Haiti. I kept going there every single day. It was like a little window. You had to like step down into this little alleyway and then they would like through the bars, like be like, what you need? Okay, here you go. So then I would do that. And I remember I was walking in so I could cop before work. I was working at some other restaurant and this guy was walking out and it was during like COVID time. So he had like the, you know, like the ski mask that goes like half up your
Yes.
face like that. He was like, you got a man? And I was like, yeah. And I didn't want to be dealt with. Like, I didn't want to deal with him, you know? I was like, yeah, I do. And then I was sitting in my car and I was about to get right, you know? So I'm like loading everything up, da da da. He knocks on my window. I'm like, I roll the window. I'm like, yes, can I help you? He's like, the plug say you don't got a man. I was like, excuse me? This was not a plug I was fucking with, clearly. So I was like, oh, okay. He was like, I want to show you something. Like, follow me. So, you know, any reasonable person would be like,
Go the other
shady.
direction.
No, but me, I was like, okay, but I have to be at work in an hour. He brings me to this huge house. He's like, come in, come in, come in. I go in. He's like, sits on the piano, starts playing the piano for me. I'm like, yo, where am I? His house is beautiful. I'm like, yo, like, am I about to get locked up? Like, what's going on here? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And then he opens like this counter, like the top of the counter, like that. And it's like a bunch of brand new rigs, a bunch of fucking like cookies of crack, like just everything you could think of was just there. I'm like, are you a plug? He's like, nah, I just boost a lot. So then I buy in bulk and then I just use here and I boost. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, where do you work? I tell him. He's like, quit. I'm like, nah, I can't. Because, I just met this guy. I don't even know his name. So I'm like, I can't quit my job because what if like by tomorrow, like we're already beefing and it's like, then I'm out of a job and I'm serving, but it's like, like if I'm a ride with you, you're going to take care of me. You know what I mean? Like, so I keep going to work, but he'll show up to work and bring me dope.
Oh
Like,
God.
just like romance. Fuck the flowers, bring the dope. And it was like one thing about him that I respected, he would never reuse a needle. He never would. He even had one of those medical bins to dispose of the needle in
Oh
his
my
car.
God, what a dork. I cannot believe that.
No, he was like, I have a phobia. I don't want Hep C and I don't want HIV. And he's like, I have this phobia where it's like, I refuse to reuse a needle. And I was like, you know what? I feel that.
Yeah, I
Because
get that, but who the hell is ever in the position to do that?
he is a member of the needle exchange.
Oh my God.
So you get like unlimited needles, allegedly. I don't know. I didn't look into it, but that's what he said.
Yeah, I heard about them things, especially in Kansas City, but I never. That's like I'm wasting getting high time if I go to a place to exchange needles.
I don't know. But what's good is like when he would get pulled over and all the rigs would be everywhere, he'd say he was a member of the needle exchange and prove it and they would let him go.
Like because he worked there?
I
Oh,
honestly don't know the details, but like the way he explained it was like, I am a member of the needle exchange, meaning like they would rather me bring these needles in than like throwing them all over the place. And then they would give him, like, it was like harm reduction, I guess.
that's amazing.
I know. So
Did
then
you
I
ever
was
find
like,
out his name?
yeah.
Because I wouldn't have even asked. I'd be like, okay, I'll be back tomorrow.
It took a really long time though for me to ask. Like it took probably about like 2 weeks for me to ask. Didn't have his number saved as anything. Like
And this was his house.
this was his house. And then so one day, I'm like on my day off and I'm hanging out with him. He goes, dress nice. I was like, okay. So, I'm trying to dress nice. I'm like a fucking addict.
With bruises
And
everywhere, your eyes barely
right.
open.
He told me, he's like, wear long sleeves and don't wear a white shirt because then you're gonna bleed on your shirt. And I was like, okay. He puts a fucking watch on me right when he sees me. He had me wear makeup and we go into fucking Home Depot. I'm like, why the fuck are we in Home Depot? And he's like, oh, talk to the people that work here. Say we're remodeling our house. He's dressed like in a button-down Rolex, like dressed nice. He's walking around with one of those, like, those things that you push in Home Depot,
Yes, the cart that you put sheetrock and wood on.
Right. So he's like loading up like a bunch of like machines. And I'm like telling the person, I'm like, oh my God, like, yeah, we're remodeling our house. Like, what do you think about these swatches? Like, I'm just like talking shit. And he like loads up and then he goes, babe. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. I think he decided already. We walk through the return line, like
I
there's,
know
like,
where this is going, so
yeah. And then we just walk out. And he did this like 500 times in the day. We did it over and over and over again. He was like, oh my God, it's so much easier with you because you're like distracting everybody.
Absolutely. Loss prevention looks at a well-dressed person and looks at the next person. And if it's a guy with a wife, let alone a hot wife, you can walk out with the registers. This guy, I
Right.
really like this guy.
He was fucking brilliant, bro.
Yes.
Brilliant. The first time, so I'm getting to where my first arrest was as an adult. So then one day I'm like leaving his house because I still live at my mom's and it's like I have to show face there or like my mom is going to think that I died. So I have to go. So then I leave him. He gives me like a bunch of shit. He's like, oh, just come back in the morning. I'm like, okay. At this point, I'm ready to quit my job. I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, let's do this. Like, let's do this right and let's do it hard. He's like, yeah, just go show face with your mom and then come back tomorrow. I'm like, I work. He's like, quit. I'm like, okay, cool. I will. Because at this point, it's like Bonnie and Clyde, Like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling like this is going somewhere good. I'm literally 2 minutes away from my fucking mom's house and I get pulled over. And I'm like, bro, what? So I have all this shit on me. So I'm like trying to shove everything up my vagina. I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck? And then I'm dehydrated. So it's like nothing's like going in because it's like dry. I'm like having a fit. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? The guy's like, I need to do a field sobriety test on you. I'm like, listen, like, I'll do a breathalyzer. I'll do whatever you need because I'm not drinking. I do the breathalyzer. It's 0.00. He's like, I don't know what you're on, but you're on something. And I'm like, so I'm doing like the walk. He made me do the most shit. I'm about to have 3 years clean December 6th. I don't think I could pass that right now.
No, absolutely not.
They make it so difficult.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I could walk in a straight line, whatever. He had me stand on one leg, lean back, close my eyes, and I don't even know what else he told me to do. But it was like shit like that, where it was like stand like that for 30 seconds and don't fall over. Are you fucking kidding me? I try to do it all the time. Every time I think about it, I try to do it and I fall over. Like, not fall over, but like, like stumble.
Yes.
While my eyes are still fucking closed and I'm leaned back and my leg is up, he puts the fucking cuff on me. He goes, "You have the right to remain silent. Anything you..." I'm like, what? So then at this point, I'm pissed.
You got pulled over because you were driving bad or because they've been watching the Home Depot trips?
So it was because I was driving bad. Now I'm like 3 cities away, like in terms of I was still in Miami, but it's like I'm in Kendall, he's in Little Haiti. You know what I mean? Like I'm far enough where it's like it wouldn't have been that. That'll bring me to my second arrest, But yeah, with this one, it was a DUI. Then he's searching for the car. First of all, at this point, like I don't know about you, but there was like a certain threshold I crossed in active addiction where it was like I didn't care to smoke weed anymore. Like I didn't even feel it anymore. I wasn't gonna waste my money on weed. I was doing enough shit that I didn't need weed. He scraped up like the tiniest little bits of weed that were probably like 2 years old, 3 years old off the floor and was like charging me with that too. Charged me with a Seroquel prescription that was expired by 2 months. Charged me for dope. Charged me for a bunch of shit. Charged me for a crack pipe. So then you have like the possession charge because of the res, and then you have like the paraphernalia intent to use. Whatever. So I get hit with all of that shit in that mugshot. And I'm smirking because I've been fucking with the guy all day. He's like doing something and I'm like, "Oh my God, I really respect you." And he was like, "What? Why?" And I'm like, "Because, it's like you're really, the police department's really inclusive now, like with the LGBTQ and shit. Like you're really representing." He's like, "I'm not gay." I'm like, "Well, you could have fooled me. I don't know what hot girl broke your heart a long time ago, but you are like, you need to get laid." He was like, "You can't talk to me like that." And I'm like, "What are you gonna do? Arrest me? Like I'm already here." Then they make me pee in a cup. I'm trying to dodge it, And I'm like, "Well, what happens if I don't?" And they're like, "Well, if you don't, it's an automatic like guilty." And I'm like, "What?" I guess like, it's like that with the breathalyzer too. Like you forfeit it. So then I'm trying to like think. I don't have my little bottle up there, so I'm like, "What the fuck can I do?" So I dip the cup in the water of the toilet, and then I only pee a drop. That didn't fucking work. It lit up like a Christmas tree. My attorney told my mom, "It's better to tell you what she wasn't on than what she was."
Let me
It
guess,
was
you
like
weren't on PCP.
I was not on PCP, but I had everything else in my system.
The last time I did a test and it was positive for like everything except PCP, and I said, "Well, give me a minute and I'll go find some." And they didn't think that was funny.
Right. People lack
Assholes.
humor. Like the fuck? If you don't laugh, you cry.
So what jail did they bring you to?
TGK, Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center, whatever. It's like the only like processing one in Miami.
Luckily, Miami-Dade is one of the counties I haven't been arrested in.
Well, good, because TGK is gross. It's fucking
And that's where
disgusting.
men and women they go there?
Yeah, they get processed there. I think like while I was there the second time, they moved all the women from Metro West, which is like another like holding whatever, to TGK. So I don't know if men stay there like their pretrial whatever. I think they get processed then sent to like Metro West or like pretrial detention center now. But like back then it was for both.
Is this the place is like 4 stories or 5 stories?
It's like
Is
a
that...
lot of stories. It's like, yeah,
Okay.
like 6 or something.
Yes, all right. I think I know what building that is.
Yeah.
I watched some video with people doing time in Miami-Dade. I don't know the name of the building, but it was pretty fucked up.
TGK is just gross. Like, it's not even like it's such a bad jail because it's like whatever. I mean, I've only been to the women's side, so I don't know like how it was for the men, but it was whatever. Like everyone's chilling. It's just nasty. Like, I'm like, okay, gross. And then then I'm worried. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be dope sick. And it's like, I wasn't dope sick often. Like I always found a way. So I was like, damn it. Thank God. ROR, pretrial released on my own recognizance because
You didn't have a record as an adult.
right yet. So so then they were like, you need to call someone. If they're not here in 20 minutes, like they can't come get you, which is crazy because like I'm fucking released. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yes.
They tell me that shit. So I'm like, okay, my phone's dead. I'm trying to think. My mom's not gonna fucking come here. Like I called her when I got there and she was like, figure it out. Click. I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. She was like, figure it out. And she was like, at least I don't have to worry about where you're at tonight. And she hung up the phone on me. I was like, all right, whatever. Not calling you again. Killing my high right now. So then I called this guy, and we were like the best of friends. Like, he would risk it all for me. Like, I think he was in love with me. Now that I'm looking back at it, hindsight's 2020.
Yes.
I think he was in love with me, but he would literally do anything for me. He jumped in his car, bed all the way, came with dope. King. Because I didn't remember this guy. I couldn't even remember his name, you know? Like, I couldn't remember the guy with the piano, his fucking number. So I called him, and he came and picked me up. He brought me a McChicken, brought
Oh,
me my dope. I was like, this is, like, really romantic, you know?
it's like Romeo and Juliet.
Exactly. I was like, this is what love's about. And who said chivalry was dead, you know? So so now I'm out on bond, and I'm like, I just need to be careful. I remember I was like going to see one of my plugs because I wanted more than this guy was giving me. So like I just trying to like double dip. At this point, like my selling is declining a little bit because I want to be in Low Haiti instead of like Hialeah and everywhere I want to be. So I'm kind of like letting it go, you know? But I went anyway to reup. I go to reup. This plug, he's like, bro, I think they're watching me. This is the only plug I never slept with, by the way. But he was fine. I would have. Like, I was waiting for it. And he always said he wanted to, but it just never happened. I don't know why. I'm not sure.
What a
But
life. So
forever
jealous.
unfinished business, I guess. I was like a super crash out. Like, I'm like a crash out dummy. You know what I mean? And like, he was like, I think the cops are watching my car and I don't want to go get it. So me and him are in my car. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll go get it. He was like, bro, are you sure? Like, what the fuck? I'm like, it's fine. The fuck?
They're not gonna pull me over again.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I can't have that bad of luck. Like, it's fine. As soon as I'm turning into the complex to return the car to him, they like surround me. They're holding me at gunpoint. They're like, "Where is he? Where is he?" I'm like, "Whoa, what?" They're like, "Give me your ID." Luckily, he had the baby seat in the back seat. I'm like, "I'm just going to pick up my daughter." They're like, "Is this your car?" I'm like, "No, it was under his mom's name. I knew that." I was like, "It's my mother-in-law's car." I said it was hers. They searched the car. All they found was money because he held my drugs for me. He wasn't a piece of shit. He didn't like send
Oh.
me in with my drugs. But they were like, "We could arrest you for all this money." Da da da. I'm like, "That's not mine," you know, whatever. And they're like, "Yeah, but you're in the car." So I'm like texting him. I'm like, "Yo, I'm out on bond, basically. Like, you know, you're on an ROR, so you're basically out on bond, if not worse."
Yes.
And they were like, "Oh, we could arrest you. Like, where is he? Where is he?" And they kept saying his name. So I'm like telling him, I'm like, "Yo, I think like they're watching you. They're watching you, you know?" He's like, nah, nah, nah. I'm like, "Yeah, they are. They are." Whatever. They let me go. I'm like, "Thank God." I give him the car. I go about my business. I'm like running hard with this guy, doing the boosting, doing everything like that for like probably like 3 more months.
This is the piano man.
Yeah, let's call him that. I like that. Yeah, the piano man. We're boosting all day, like hitting. Like, we're doing too much. Like, to be honest, we should have went the fuck home.
Yes, it's always the one you get arrested that you look back and think I should have went home.
Right. And I remember like we were crossing into Hialeah, and like that's like my stomping ground. So I was like, "Yo, I don't think we should hit the Hialeah location." And he was like, "Well, I want tapioca yoga or whatever the fuck that shit's called." I was like, "What the fuck is that?" So he was like, "We're gonna hit it and then I'm gonna get my tapioca." Okay, whatever, cool. And as we're walking in, like, you know, hindsight's everything's 2020. I see like these like all blacked out, like they almost hit me with the car. And I'm like, "Yo, I think that's police." He's like, "We haven't done anything." I'm like, "Oh, yes, we have." You know, whatever. So then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm paranoid. Like, I think they were watching the boosting, whatever, whatever." And I'm sure they were, but it was probably a mixture of everything because when we left there, as we're like pulling out, they surround us. I had just done a shot of cocaine. My tongue's not working. My knees aren't working. Like, nothing's working. They're like with the gun in my face and like I can't even react. They think I'm just playing dumb. I'm not. I'm like, I can't. They take me out and slam me. That's why in that other mugshot, the sideways one, had like a red mark here. They were so mean. And then I found out they were watching me selling drugs for like a whole year.
Oh.
Yeah. Now I've been adding to my resume of illegal activities, and they were like, "Yep, we got her. We got her." So then I get a bunch of charges, but it was odd because once I'm in the back seat with the cuffs on and stuff, I'm like, I took like a sigh of relief, and I'm like, I don't have to run anymore. In my head, I was having so much fun, but it was like there was that little part of me that was like, this is so exhausting.
Yes.
Like, I can't fucking chill. And I remember I was getting processed and I was banged up, and I guess all the cocaine wore off.
Ugh.
And I'm like, you know, they handcuff you to somebody else and you're like in the buddy walking, like you're walking. All the cocaine left my body at like this most random time. And I just fall over and the girl comes crashing down with me. I was so out of it the first few days. I detoxed cold turkey in jail at TGK, fentanyl and cocaine. Thank God I was on so much cocaine because if not, I wouldn't have slept so much the first few days. Like it kind of like took the brunt of it, I guess. I remember I kept having dreams, so mad that I got caught. Like I was like, there were so many things I could have done different. Like it was like, you know, those things where you're like, fuck, if I just didn't go there, if I just didn't do this, if I didn't do that, you know. And he had gotten arrested with me, the piano man, because of the boosting, but they really wanted me, and I felt bad for that because I was like, damn, like they wanted me. He got caught in the middle. All he wanted to do was get me high and like make sure I wasn't sick.
Oh my God.
And then I was very like, because now I violated. I had these like outlandish charges. I was like, damn, like I probably am done. I'm probably fucking done. And I remember I called my mom and I was like, I'm done. Like I guess you know like the sound of defeat where it's just like, all right, like I don't want to do this anymore. And I was never that like person, like that addict that was like, I promise never gonna use again. Like I never did that because I knew that I was going to. This time I was like, listen, like I don't want to do this anymore. I don't even think I have a choice. I don't think I'm ever seeing light of day again. Just know I love you. And they were like, no, we're getting you an attorney. And I guess like they knew that it was like, okay, this is serious. My mom called the bail bondsman, and the bail bondsman was like, oh my God, she's so young for this shit. Like, what the fuck? This is bad. Like, my mom was freaking out. She was like, bro, like, even the bail bondsman, like, flinched at your shit.
How much was your bail?
I didn't have any.
Oh, because you
Because I
violated
was on
ROR.
ROR. So I was stuck. My parents would have, like, done whatever to get me out, but
Yes,
they
if your
knew that
bail
I
was $1 million,
couldn't.
they would have paid the
They
10%.
would have fucking figured it out, you know? Like, that's just the type of parents I have. And I remember there was times, like, towards the end of my addiction where I would tell my dad, like, I wanna go to treatment, and he'd be like, "It doesn't work. We already tried that." And, like, it was, like, a little part of me was like, "No, like, I really wanna get clean," you know? But I was like, "Whatever, he's right. Like, it's not gonna work." Like, and, you know, just a parent's tired of your shit. It happens. After I was fully detoxed and I was able to sit and clear my mind, I had never been so grateful. I had never been so grateful to be in jail because I was clean. And it was the strangest thing because it was like I was happy. I was happier than I've been in a long time. And I was in my cell, just chilling, like waiting on my commissary. Like I was all right. And it was like, yeah, was it embarrassing that I was like shitting on myself and throwing up on myself in the psych department, like the psych floor, because that's where they detox you in TGK? Yeah. Was it like annoying because you know they don't want to deal with that, like the workers. They don't want to let you shower when you're not supposed to, especially in the psych unit. They're like, yo, can you chill the fuck out? You know? It's like, yo, I'm sane, I'm just an addict. But once I was like completely detoxed, I was like, yo, like this is okay. Like even if I have to be in jail the rest of my fucking life, like I'm at least clean. Like life is good, God is good. Like God's always been here with me. Like I was on this like pink cloud of like everything's all right. And then right when I made peace with it, after I was sitting for a little bit, I go to court and my attorney is my uncle. He's like, she's not a criminal. She's just an addict. Like, these are all for the means to get one more. Like, I feel like the system should try to give her a chance to get better instead of penalizing her for having an addiction because this is so prevalent and people go out and die. And it's like, you know, whatever. He like was building that case, which was true, you know, and somehow, some way, it went my way. But I was like mandated to like halfway, mandated to working a program, mandating to having a sponsor, going through my 12 steps. Like, there were so many like things I had to do, but
Requirements.
requirements, thank you. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I could do this. Like this is gonna push me in the right direction. So I had to go to treatment, but I was glad when she said that because I was like, damn, like all those times, like I was looking back at all those times my dad was like, no, it doesn't work. No. That I was like, damn, like it might. This time I was like, yay, it's court mandated. Like, I'm gonna get clean now. And I've had like 30 days here, 30 days there, because I would go to treatment, go to detox. Like, it was like a revolving door. Like, the people that worked at the detox called me and my friends the food crew, like dog food.
A lot of people don't know what that means.
Yeah, I know. Dog food, heroin.
The first time I heard that blew my mind.
Really?
People down here didn't know, but like dog food was big in New York City, and then it like went away for a while, and then I came down here, and like the Palm Beach Bloods, they were all about dog food and paint. Went to jail in St. Lucie County, and no one knew what the fuck dog food was.
That's crazy. I feel like I've heard that like my whole life, like even before I was an addict, like when I was a child.
Just people talking about flipping dog food.
Yeah, exactly.
So where's the treatment center you go to the last time?
This last time it was actually up here in Fort Lauderdale, which is what brings me to this area. And like over here, like the recovery is good. So like I started working, it's called Legacy. I think they shut it down. Allegedly, there's this rumor that like there was some like fraud shit going on, but like I don't want to be sued, so allegedly.
Well, there's a bunch of people who are actually in prison right now, and a couple that hung themselves because they got caught doing insurance fraud. I know that's
Some people
connected.
say that's what it is. Some people that work there say it's not, but I kind of feel like they probably have an NDA, so they can't say it anyway. So,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. But they shut down. But it was honestly the nicest place ever. Like, literally, your background was like how the house was. Ah, there's a piano in the background. But it was great. And then I started working Narcotics Anonymous, and like that like really was profound to me. I got a sponsor. I worked steps, and I met Brad, my husband, in Narcotics Anonymous.
The first time your future husband saw you, what was it that he said?
I walked by him and he was like, I'll willingly pay you 18 years of child support. And then I was like, what the fuck? And I kept walking. I thought it was some other guy that said it. And then when I walked back into the meeting, he was like, I love you. And I didn't see who said it. So I was like, love you. And I kept walking. And then we were like just like always like passing each other. But he would stare at me and he has like these really big blue eyes. So it was like I could feel it like burning into the side of my head. I'd be like, but then, you know, as time went on, like I was more involved. And I remember I went up to him. I was like selling like convention tickets or something like that for our area. He was like, oh, I'm good. I was like, no, I think you have money. Like buy some. He was like, I'm not going. I was like, buy a few for a newcomer. So he did. And then the next day I saw him, I made him do it again. And then I've been bullying him ever since. And I think that's romantic.
Well, you know, I usually don't encourage people to glorify relationships and recovery, but it happens. And if you're lucky enough to find somebody who's actually working a program, I mean, hey, who else is going to put up with us?
Yeah.
My future ex-wife now, I'll never marry her, but I don't call her my girlfriend because it's a long story. But my future ex-wife, I've been with her 6 years, and she is an absolute nut job, like legally qualified on paper to get disability because she's so crazy. But like, that's the only type of person that I can be with because I'm just as fucking nuts.
Exactly. And like that's exactly where we're at, I think, where it's like I am like psychotic and so is he. And like we're the only two people who deal with each other.
Yes.
But it's so healthy. It's still the healthiest relationship I've ever been in.
Absolutely, because mine, she doesn't live with me. She has her own place. We'll have our times where we meet up and we spend time together. And then after like 2 hours, it's like, no, go, get out of here. And I'm like, okay. Like,
Yeah,
and
like
it
have your
works.
space.
It's perfect. Like,
It
it's the
sounds
most
great.
functional, dysfunctional relationship I've ever been in.
And I think
Thanks.
that's the perfect way to put love in recovery.
Thanks, AA. When did all the RBS stuff happen?
Oh, RBS happened.
Was that before or after the husband?
Oh, way before.
Oh, you went to RBS and then you went out and got high again before the last time, right?
So I went to RBS right after when I was already an addict, but that ex-boyfriend who passed away on my birthday, like maybe like 3 months after he died, because I was like losing it. I was like, oh my God, like I can't live without him. Yeah, RBS was a fucking trip.
So when you went to RBS, Shirley was there. She just stayed sober. So you were at RBS before you got arrested those 2 times?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. You must have been so young and innocent at RBS. I can't believe nobody took you hostage.
Oh, they tried.
That's true.
I remember when I was leaving, I was like, yeah, I'm going home. And Gio like pulled me aside. He was like, there was a girl from Miami. She was a little bit older than you, and she went home and she died. And I was like, oh, okay. And then guess what I did? I got out, and like the same day I overdosed, and everyone found out about it.
That's the thing. I was explaining this to somebody the other night because they always rant at meetings and talk about you're gonna die, and it might be true, but no one who's getting high cares about that.
Well, yeah, and it's like I get it why you should remind them of their reality, but we all know it. Like
Yes.
we all know.
If it was on the news that people were overdosing in Moncrief, I was going to Moncrief to buy that stuff that people were overdosing on.
Hell
Like an
yeah.
addict's brain works the exact opposite way. So if I'm at a meeting, I'm trying to talk to the people who actually want to live and live a different life, not the people who don't care if they die. So they're gonna get high anyway.
No, exactly. Like if I heard you fell out on that dope, like I want that dope. Give me that
Exactly.
dope.
Yes. Anytime someone gave me something and said, "Be careful, this is strong," I'm doing the whole thing.
Yeah. It's like, thank you. Yay.
And yes, many times I did overdose. But
Yeah, me too. It happens. It's like a rite of passage, I feel like.
if you can't pick the taste of Narcan out of a lineup, you're not really a drug addict.
Oh my God, fucking Narcan, bro.
So I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Narcan.
No, I
but
love Narcan for that reason. But the feeling of when you wake up, an instant withdrawal.
yes, and then I want to fight whoever just gave it
Oh
to me.
yeah, it's like, how dare you let me live? But thank you for that. You know, it's like,
So, like you're talking about Gio saying that I overdosed. I was driving with my boy in Palm Beach. His girlfriend became like my partner when he got locked up. So me and her doing all this stuff and just absolute insanity. We get this shit from these Haitians. And, you know, Haitians hate white people. I do air
Me too.
conditioning in Palm Beach, and I would supervise job sites with nothing but Cubans and Haitians. The Cubans I get along with. They're like always hard
because
workers.
you could pass as Cuban.
The Haitians, just horrible. Like they work to get money and it's like a scam, and then they leave and they go work somewhere else. But I'm always fighting with Haitians, always having to fire them. Anyway, the fact we were getting this dope from the Haitians, I thought something might be off. They gave the girl like some uncut shit because they knew it was going to the white guy. They had killed other white people in Palm Beach like on purpose by not cutting it and giving it to them. It was on the news, I think, when it happened. It was a long time ago, but still, she was like, "Be really careful. This stuff's killing people." I said, "Absolutely." Fucking huge shot, overdose. I get Narcan. I overdosed while driving, and she was able to pull the van over. They Narcan me. I go to the hospital in Palm Beach, JFK Hospital. They tell me I should go to treatment. You know, you're going to die doing this. You know, here's the prescription for Narcan to carry with you. You should go to treatment. I'm like, yeah, probably. And at that moment, I really thought about treatment for the first time ever. And then I walked out, and there was no cops there. There was no one to take me to treatment. So I just kept walking.
Yeah,
and
you're like, it's a sign.
I walked to my work van. I got in my van and all my shit was still in there. The cops left it. I learned a valuable lesson. I only snorted it that night on the way home.
They Baker acted me after that overdose. I was like, it was an accident. They were like, nobody does fentanyl willingly and wants to live. I was like, that's not true.
Absolutely not. I give you a whole bunch of references to prove that's not true.
Exactly. I was like, that's bullshit. But you know what? You only know out of a book. You don't know real life. But then my plug picked me up right there, and I was like,
oh my God. I can't believe you lived in Jacksonville. That's crazy. Maybe you know me from Jacksonville. What year were you there?
2020.
Oh, no.
No, I was born in 2000. So if you were there 2007, 2013, I was like 13 when you were leaving.
Yeah, it's very depressing. And I've been trying not to think about that because my opening was going to be about how you're the youngest person on the recovery. And that's fucking sad that I remember 2000 and you were just being born, which means I'm old as fuck. And that sucks.
No.
Yes, it does. What do you continue to do as a psychotic Cuban Haitian to stay sober today? What you said earlier how you're always recovering. So what do you still do today to stay sober?
So I do the same thing that I did in the beginning. Like I still have a sponsor. I still work my steps. I am actually a sponsor now, which is crazy that anyone wants to be guided by me.
That is insane.
It is insane. I have sponsees that are working steps. I have a home group. I do service in that home group. I speak when I'm asked to speak at meetings. I do service. I'm like a fucking treasurer. Like I'm in charge of money. What? It's the craziest things because it's like being trustworthy. Like that's important to me because today I could be trusted, you know? It's just wild. I know a lot of people say, oh, it could be so dangerous, like being with somebody who's also in recovery because yeah, we both have character defects and it's like sometimes they come out on the same day and it's a lot. But the beautiful thing is it's also someone to hold you accountable. It's like, hey, like you need to pick up your step work. Like, hey, call your sponsor because you're acting fucking out of control. Or like call your sponsor because he's gonna side with me, you know? Like that whole thing. But it's just beautiful. And like even like my friends now, like do I know a lot of people outside of recovery? Yes. But like the people that I go to for advice, like I go to like-minded individuals. Like I want to go to people who are staying clean, who are involved in their recovery, not just like clean without recovery, like because that's miserable, you know, fuck that. Like I would be I was miserable trying to stay clean, like, in the street, like, fuck no. But I want people that are, like, important to me and, like, bring me up, and it's really all about, like, who you surround yourself with, like, those whole people, places, and things. Like, I'm still in Broward now, and I'm about to have 3 years. Like, that's what you gotta do sometimes, like you were
If
just
you're doing
saying,
all
you
the
don't wanna
right
go.
things, you can live in the war zone and not get shot.
And if the hood loves you, you know?
Have you been back to Overtown or any of those places sober?
Oh my god, so when I had, like, 4 months clean, I went to Overtown, but not for drugs or anything. There was my area for Narcotics Anonymous convention smack in the middle of Overtown.
They had an NA convention there.
So the thing about Overtown is right on the edge of Overtown is Brickell. So it was right on the edge, but you had
Yeah.
to walk through fucking Overtown. So I'm, like, losing it. I'm, like, barely clean. Like, I mean, I'm clean, but I'm, like, still burping up crack smoke. Like, I'm like, yo, like, this is intense. This is fucking intense. I'm triggered. Like, I'm fucking triggered. I'm, like, walking by people that, like, they're nodded out, but I know them, and it's like, please don't open your eyes and talk to me. You know, like, that whole thing. I go to the convention, I feel good, and when I'm leaving, I ended up calling the owner of my halfway, and I'm like, I feel super triggered, and he was like, stay with me on the phone. I'm gonna talk to you all the way till you, like, pass the county line, which was like, those are the things that I remember, and it's like, damn, like, that was like a pillar to my recovery, because it's like, had he not answered the phone, like, who knows what would have happened, because I was like right there, ready to risk it all and probably overdose under the bridge. So I have it back.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I go back to Palm Beach and stuff, and I was just in. Hold on. What was it called? Tap 42.
Top 42.
I was there 2 Fridays ago, and like my crazy redhead, she's originally from.
Is it Shirley?
I could not handle that. But like as we were driving through, Fort Lauderdale and going there, I'm like, hey, there's that place I used to do that, and there's that, and it's not triggering to me, but it's just weird when you see a spot that you did shit on, or like a place you almost died. And I was held at gunpoint on 95 by the Okeechobee exit, and I always like bring that up because there was a time where I had to hide everything. I'm on felony probation. The car's in my name, so when they see my plates, I'm getting a felony stop. I'm getting held at gunpoint.
Right.
And it was in rush hour, and these cops are just such dicks. They had me at gunpoint because of a tag.
So
But that's how
annoying.
crazy my life was back then. And I was driving her mom's very nice car, nicest car I've ever driven. They let me drive the car because they trust me so much.
Right.
And like driving down there and seeing all those places, I know so many people from that time period that did not do what I did.
I just this past weekend was in Jacksonville for the first time since I lived there, because I went to the Georgia game with Brad. Was like sweating driving through some of the places, and he's like, are you okay? And I was like, it's just so weird being here clean. If you would have told me when I lived here, like, oh, in a few years you'll be back here with your husband and your baby, go to a college football game clean, like, I would have laughed in your face.
Was it at the Jaguars Stadium?
Yeah.
Oh my God. When you're in Duval County Jail, you can look over and see the stadium. Anytime I see Jaguars, that's all I think about, detoxing in that fucking county jail and looking out that window. But I detox a lot in jail. But yeah, I didn't want to interrupt because what you're saying was so good. I'm only sober because I couldn't get out of jail, and I got arrested the last time, and I detoxed from coke and heroin and Adderall and Xanax and benzos, and they didn't put me in the psych ward. They just let me lay on a boat in general population.
That's how I detoxed, in a boat.
Yes, they gave me anti-seizure medicine and blood pressure medicine.
Just Keppra.
Yes, 2 Keppra at once, 3 times a day. I still take Keppra today because I have a history of seizures, but they're all withdrawal related.
Were you detoxing benzos too?
Yes. Oh God, I did benzos for 20 years. So like when I finally detoxed all the way, it was bad. Shirley has heard the stories. The stuff you were saying about when you were detoxing, yeah, I did the same exact thing. And thank God I didn't get out, because if I did, I would have got high. Like I never was so happy to be in jail. And there's specifically a moment because I prayed for the first time in jail, and like I thought about God for the first time in jail. But there's one day, it was a Sunday. You go to breakfast at like 4:30, then you go back to sleep, then they turn the TV on at 9. And I hate waking up on Sundays. I hate waking up early, but I woke up and I went and brushed my teeth and I tucked my shirt in and I sat there on my boat waiting for the TV to come on. And I was like, this is so fucking peaceful. I love it here. Like
it's the relief.
Yes, I felt so good. Oh my God.
I so get that. I kind of miss like how euphoric I fucking felt when I
Yes.
first got clean in jail. Like there's no beating. That pink cloud people talk about in recovery, I didn't feel that, but I felt it in jail.
Yes.
I did.
Because
Oh,
you have nothing to worry about. You're gonna get
no
fed.
responsibilities, yeah.
As long as you got money on the books, it's the life.
That or you trade something for something, you know?
I've learned tonight a lot of things that girls can trade that guys can't. I'm very depressed.
Yeah, you know, when I was in jail, I was reading people's cards, Shirley. Talk about spoopy. I was reading people's cards for their commissary before because I came in on a day when it was like a whole week, so I'd get my commissary. So I was reading everyone's cards and they were like giving me all their shit. It was like,
As you fucking should.
That is
right,
great.
it's the only way to do it.
No.
Some women were like taking their tampons and like ripping them in half and threading eyebrows. Oh my god, I was like, girl, hustler. They'll get anything done in there. It's amazing. Some girl was like selling homemade dildos.
I've seen that. I mean, not in real life, but I've seen that, and I watch a lot of like prison documentaries and jail shows.
Do you watch like Locked Up and shit?
I've seen every episode
Oh my
like
God,
10
me and
times.
Brad
You name me
binge
a
that
city
shit.
or county, I can tell you who is in it. So good.
Yeah, me and Brad binge that shit all the time.
We didn't talk about Spoopy, but we talked about everything else.
Okay, so Taylor, say the spoopy story, how it all came to be.
So the term spoopy, it came because one day I was on a bunch of Ritalin with my high school best friend and we were in my car. And for whatever reason, we decided to go to a cemetery and it was like right around Halloween. So it was like right around this time of year, you know, it's like, and we
My
were
green
driving around the
screen fell.
cemetery and we couldn't see what was going on. Shit was getting weird outside. We were like, yo, like there, I don't know if we were just way too high or what, but it was like there is a spirit attacking the car. And we like backed up and like something hit the car and there was like red stuff coming down from the car. We noticed the next day. And we just kept saying, I spoopy. Like spooky, but spoopy. Sounds hotter that way.
100% it sounds hotter. Fuck, I don't remember you telling me about the like when this bitch said this shit at the fucking round table at RBS, I wanted to die. I was like, what do you mean, bro? You were in a fucking cemetery. Like, what the fuck?
It was like at like 3 a.m.
It's funny because I didn't put the dots together that she was at RBS with you and then went out and got high. I was thinking she went to RBS with you.
No, it was her, G, and me in RBS together. And that's when me and him met, we got married, and then we gave birth to her.
Yes. And here I am. Could not stop twerking on everybody in fucking RBS. It was like out of control.
You can't talk about that unless you can produce the video. So you have to find the video.
Of the one that me and G...
Yes.
It all started with my mom. Met my dad. Fell in love. They had me.
Oh, you could also send the one of me in my cowgirl outfit shaking ass on Halloween last year.
Oh my god. Get him, cowgirl. Ow.
I
And
had
all the
just had a
videos you want.
baby. I was a little pudgy.
No,
Yeah,
the
no.
ass is 10 out of 10, dog.
That's what you
Yeah,
say
the
to
ass
me.
was big.
Because it is.
No, I
Like,
look good. It was just like, you know, I just had a baby.
I don't lie about ass, bro. Like, I might lie about some other shit, but not ass. Like, I'll tell you no.
I'm really impressed. That was so good. Not just the stuff she talked about, but she is an absolutely amazing speaker. Like the way she describes stuff and then talks about the way she gets sober. And it was like, it's like a female version of me. I'm so impressed.
I love you.
She talked about everything, like the getting the sponsor, the staying, working the steps, constantly being around people, making phone calls, doing this and that. Like it's all the stuff you're supposed to do that people don't.
Right.
It's infuriating because it's so easy to do.
It's
and then
so easy.
people just don't.
Wait, what?
You missed it.
That's exactly what he's talking about. The baby is whooping Brad's ass. Like I hear it. I love you. I need to go save Brad. Brad is like having a panic attack.
Okay, I love you.
I love
Thank
you.
you.
She's fucking out of control, bro.
I cannot believe she's sober.
This bitch, so she leaves RBS. She relapses immediately. She has an overdose. No.
Oh yeah, Gio told her the girl you're gonna relapse and die, and then she goes and relapses and almost dies.
Yes, and then the girl so she came back all the way from Miami to Stewart to try to see me, and they were separating us. Like they didn't want her to see me because I was still there, and they thought like I was gonna leave with her, which I would have never. But
she also could have brought you drugs, so it makes
right.
sense.
When she goes up there, she's all fucking high. We had the same therapist, and she goes to her and she was like, oh, well, let me know, make sure that I know like when your funeral is, I'm gonna buy an outfit, basically.
The therapist said that?
The therapist said that to Taylor, and guess what? The therapist died from COVID. And Taylor's still alive.
Thank you for watching The Recovery Idiot. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and visit therecoveryidiot.com. Be our social media friend, and we will cash app you at 3 a.m. someday. True gender equality can only be attained when men can turn tricks as easily as their female counterparts. Singing cock for caps will make the world a better place.